the Seattle backfield after week 1. That's something worth touching on. Everyone was full steam ahead on the CMike hype train. Rawls was supposed to be limited. CMike was going to be the guy. And it started off that way, I would say. CMike played heavily in the snaps in the first half. Rawls just kind of got mixed in. But then they came out in the second half, and Rawls was actually the guy for most of the third quarter. It seemed like, if we're just going to like draw up a narrative, which I'm happy to do, that that they at halftime like, all right, how are you feeling, Rawls? He's like, I'm feeling good, coach. Let's get me in there. And they said, all right, you're the guy. And then he was going to be the guy. And then the Seahawks were still losing. I was like, oh wait, we have to win this game. And Christine Michael is playing better. Never mind, we have to go back to him. And then it worked out. They ended up winning the game. So if you were Rawls, when you started him, you're very unhappy, as he did essentially nothing. And if you're a Christine Michael owner, you're probably not that happy either, because while some of the yardage was there, he had roughly 70 yards rushing. He didn't get in the end zone because that offense just imploded, kind of.
Yeah, it was an ugly game, too.
It was a very ugly game. So you're probably sitting here wondering what you do with either of them. I like Rawls as someone to buy. I don't know if I would buy him now. I have bought him after week 1. I'm giving advice opposite of what I should do. But I tend to sort of base my trades off of who I'm selling as well. And Rawls, I'm worried that he might have a big week 2, and then it's hard to buy him because I was like, oh, never mind, Rawls is the guy again. He's back. Nope, he's back to be an RB1. So that's part of maybe I would recommend buying now. But Seattle as a whole, I kind of like as a buy better week 5 during their bye week. Because my biggest takeaway from week 1 is that their O-line was just so bad. It looked kind of promising during the preseason. Like, oh, maybe it'll be okay. But no, it was really bad. And now Russell's dinged up. Supposedly he's a full go and he's going to play, but he's not going to be as mobile. There's no way he's as mobile after an ankle sprain. Which begs
the question, not to cut in. Do you know who the better pass blocker is, Rawls or Michael?
I'd say it's probably a push. They're both fine. I don't think that's going to be the deciding factor on who's in there more. I think they're going to do the same thing they did the second half of last week's game. Is Rawls is going to come in, he's going to be the guy. But if he underperforms, he averaged 2.2 yards per carry last week, then yeah, it was bad. Then they'll start bringing in CMike, who averaged 4.5 yards a carry, and they'll be like, okay, well, you're playing better, you're going to get more work. They're more interested in winning than having Rawls be the guy. So I think Rawls will get the shot. CMike will get some work, and then it'll kind of go from there. But with how bad the O-line is, and with Russell not being able to just run around Houdini shots downfield.
Houdini!
Yeah, exactly. This offense might struggle until they're bye, until Russell really has enough time to get healthy, and the O-line has enough time to kind of gel. So yeah. I like Rawls as a buy now, but I wouldn't blame you for just waiting and buying during week 5, because at that point it might be a few weeks of this kind of backfield split, and then you can get him for like very cheap.
Yeah, and we've seen this happen with teams before that have early buys. Last year it was Lamar Miller, who looked awful for the first 4 weeks of the season. They went into their early buy, and they changed coaches, so that played a big part as well. But then he came out of his early buy and he finished as an RB1. So that would be the time to buy. I guess for me, I agree with what you said, though. If Rawls goes back to being an RB1 this week, you've kind of lost your chance. Mm-hmm. I don't know. With that backfield right now, I have no idea what to think of it.
Yeah. I think the smart play is probably to wait a little bit, because I think the most likely version is neither of them are successful, and it's a split.
That's how I view it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then until after the bye week, and then hopefully Rawls or Michael emerges, and then that's that.
It goes back to value too. If you can make kind of a pennies on the dollar offer for Tommy Rawls and get him, then by all means. But if you're trading somebody who's valuable to your team in the hopes that you're getting a RB1 back, I would be a little bit wary at this point. But that's only how I'm looking at it. Yeah. I think we'll get more information in the next couple of weeks. Okay, is Rawls really what he was last year? He took like 8 off seasons to heal from his ankle injury.
That's
it
very
seemed like
concerning.
it was a very long recovery process for him. And then he only saw 2 carries in the entire preseason. We'll see how he performs this week. They are playing LA, who gave up a bunch of points to Carlos Hyde.
Yeah.
But he's a wait and see for me. Tommy Rawls.